Okay, candidates, good morning to you. This is Brigadier Amar Narayan from Trishul Defence Academy, Ranchi. Now, a request has been coming to me to tell you candidates about what all happens in the 5 days of SSB. So, today I will demystify as to what happens over the 5 days in SSB. Now, SSB, as you are aware, is one of the most detailed interview which takes place anywhere in the world. And why is that? Because we want to assess the detailed personality of the candidate. After all, we are selecting people to join the defense forces who are going to lead the men and perhaps lead the men even against the enemy bullets. So, we have to find out the intricacies of the personality of the candidates who have come to the SSB. Now, in the SSB, the first day is for the screening. So, many candidates will be called for the SSB, especially large number of candidates are called when the entry does not have a written exam. So, the first day you will have a screening process. Now, before you come, I would like to advise you that you should ensure that you check your date and place of SSB correctly. You carry all the documents which are given out in the your call letter. Read all the instructions. Carry all your kit correctly, so that you are not lacking once you reach the SSB. And all your documents, if required, which are supposed to be in original, ensure that you carry them. Okay. So, on the first day, you will have 2 tests which are part of the screening process. First is the officer intelligence test, the OIR test, which is basically an intelligence test, and then you have the PPDT or the picture perception and description test. Now, in the OIR, basically you will have 2 papers, each of 30 minutes, and it is a normal intelligence test which you can practice on your own time. And the only advice I will give you is to ensure that you answer all the questions. Since there are no negative marking, you can perhaps even make a guesswork in a question which you are not very sure. Now, the picture perception and description test or the PPDT test, they will show you a picture. At times it could be a little hazy also, and you will be shown for 30 seconds and get about 4 minutes to write the story on that. So, you see the picture in detail, write a story, try to ensure that you have a positive ending, and after that you are required to give a individual narration, that you will be made to sit in a semicircle, maybe about anything from 15 to 20 candidates. So, first each of the candidate will be given opportunity to narrate his individual story. So, here be confident. Ensure that you have a good communication skill, and in a clear diction you give out a story. After that, there will be a discussion. Now, in the discussion, ensure that you participate at least a few times, say 3 to 4 times. Ensure that you come out as a person who is cooperative in nature, who does not unnecessarily end up quarreling with others. You give out good genuine points and give out your story. If required, you can agree with someone else's story also, which may not be same as your story. And overall, if you come out as a person who can speak properly, who can participate in discussion properly, I am very sure you will be able to pass the screening test and you will come out with flying colors. Okay. Now, after this, the result will be announced, and those who are not able to make it will go back, and those who are retained or also called in screened in, now they will be allotted a different set of chest numbers, and your main SSB will start from the next day. On the day 2 now, basically is for the psychology test. So, we have a set of 4 tests which are conducted, which is basically the TAT or the thematic apperception test, the WAT or the word association test, the SRT or the situation reaction test, and finally your self description. So, in these 4 tests, I will give a brief about these. In the TAT, a set of 12 pictures are shown, and like the PPDT, you have to write a story. You are shown for about 30 seconds and given about 4 minutes to write the story. Since there are 12 stories here, 12 pictures rather, you will have variations like in PPDT. In fact, the 12th picture is a blank picture. In fact, you can plan in advance what you are going to write and write accordingly. After the TAT is finished, then you have WAT. Now, in WAT, the time constraint will be there. Aim definitely has been to put some time pressure into you, so that your subconscious mind also comes out. So, you will just get about 15 seconds for each word, and 60 words will be shown in a sequence. Again, try to write what comes into your mind, and ideally if it is a positive sentence, it will be a good thing. Try to avoid what is a sentence which is normally already known, like idioms and phrases, or a sentence which is giving ideas like what should you do or what should not be done. That could be avoided. Okay. Then you have the SRT, or the situation reaction test. Now, again here also there will be a time pressure. There are total of 60 situations. Now, these are situations which normally one will find in life, but you have to ensure that you answer in time. The time overall for 60 SRT is just about 30 minutes. So, you have about just 30 seconds per SRT. So, you have to ensure that you are fast. Normally what happens that people don't keep a track of time, and you end up just writing about 35-40 SRTs. So, ideally you should be able to write about 50 and more, and see that what a good citizen should do in a situation. That should be a good answer to write. For example, if a situation says that Ramesh was going and he found that a old man had fallen from his scooter, what will he do? I mean, it is given as dash dash dash. Then what you write? Ramesh will take care of the old man, give him first aid and take him to hospital, and this is how SRT you have to answer. Okay, and finally the fourth test is the self description. Now, here you have to write 5 paragraphs. Now, these paragraphs are like this. First is your parents' opinion about you, your teacher's opinion about you, your friend's opinion about you, then your own opinion about yourself, and finally your aim in life, qualities that you like to improve to achieve your aim in life. So, again this is another test which is known to everyone. You can plan in advance and practice it and write it there. Okay. So, this takes care of the day number 2. Then on the day 3 and day 4 you will have your GTO tests. There are total of 9 GTO tests. Some of them will be on the GTO 1 day, which is the day 3, and some of them will be on the GTO 2 day, which is the day 4. So, normally on the first day you will have the group discussion, the group planning exercise GPE, the progressive group test, the group obstacle race, which is colloquially known as a snake race, and the half group task on the day 1. And the balance of 4 GTO tasks which are like the individual obstacles, the lecturate, the command task, and the final group task will happen on the GTO day 2. One thing I must tell you, that the dress for the GTO tasks are white shorts, white shirt and white shoes, canvas shoes with socks, and for all other tests it is your formal dress, which could be your interview or your psychology test or your screening test. Now, the interview which can happen on any of the 3 days, that is the day 2, day 3 or day 4. Normally the candidate would have finished by about 10:30, 11 o'clock, whether it is the psychology test or the GTO 1 or GTO 2. So, the time after that, the whole day is free for the interview. So, your interview could be scheduled on any of the days, that is day 2, 3 and 4. You will be informed, and accordingly you can plan to go there wherever you are told to go. So, your dress will be a formal dress, shirt and pant in summers, and maybe a tie and a coat in winters. The girl candidate should also be accordingly attired. Okay. The interview is one-to-one with the interviewing officer, which could be a brigadier who is the president, or could be the deputy president or a colonel. And it is a one-to-one interview which will normally last for about 40 to 45 minutes. On our channel, we have already given you 3 sets of interviews for you to have a idea. One is the interview of a girl candidate Sakshi, who is a India aspirant. One is the interview of Abhishek, which is also a boy candidate for aspirant for NDA, and a third interview is of a Masood, who is a service entry. On the last day is the conference day, where all the assessors of the board will be sitting, that is all the interviewing officers, all the 4 psychologists and all the 4 GTOs. They will be seated in a room in a U fashion, and each candidate will go in that room one by one in the sequence of the chest number as told to them, and some questions may be asked to you, and there what is done is that the marks allotted to that candidate by all the 3 assessors, that is the interviewing officer, the psychologist and the GTO, they are added up, and then a decision is made whether to clear the candidate or no. So, once every candidate has gone through this exercise, then the candidates are made to sit in a room and the result is announced, and of course, those who clear, then they will be retained there only for their medical. So, candidate, this how your 5 days of SSB will happen. In subsequent videos, I will be telling you about each of the tests in detail, and also will be giving you tips on how to prepare. So, all the best to you, prepare well, and all of you do well and become a officer in the defense forces. Take care, all the best.
जहां बनते हैं देश के गौरव, इंडिया का एकमात्र ऐसा कोचिंग इंस्टीट्यूट जहां कैडेट्स को ट्रेन किया जाता है आने वाले डिफेंस एग्जाम के अनुसार। अगर आपका भी सपना है भारतीय सेना में शामिल होकर देश की सेवा करने का, तो आज ही ज्वाइन करें त्रिशूल डिफेंस एकेडमी।